Grind time. Subs there. Congrats on continuing your biggest bear dominance. Oh my god. The test does. Oh, wait, 1 second. Oh, okay, there we go. I remembered that there was an update, a Windows update last night. But Slayer, congrats on getting your continued biggest bear dominance. Goku, as always, coming in, then abandoning me. Can't believe. Rise in the corner. Hates me. Well, how are you two doing? Geku's probably back up. I'm trying out I'm doing a mix-ish of the two grids. I swapped the pillar out for, uh, basically I swapped the pillar out for the shove spear, which to be fair has been a pretty distinct damage loss. And then I put a third gun in instead of two katanas. So I have like one Horus katana. I mean, I guess I could try the other one, right? Swap the katana out for the Seraphic. I just don't understand what's the point of having the Ultima weapon and the... Oh, because he changes the key. I don't realize that. I understand. Oh yeah, does he? Actually, maybe he doesn't. I can't tell because can't really. There's no like grid to look at. I don't know. Like I'm assuming that's not the Seraphic key. I'm assuming that's probably the bonus, like the boost to charge bargain. I also don't have charge attack damage cap up. I have skill damage on mine. Too lazy to swap that. Don't know what they had on Ultima, but your sword is the healing key, hence you just copied it. There. Oh shit. Wasn't paying. Hmm. I think I'm just gonna clear it and then just go back to doing 150s, honestly. As the other thing is that like at least they both use summons that I don't have for their like quick summon. Because the first video uses Lucy, which I'm assuming is for extra healing and clear because he has one, and then the other one uses Baha for his quick summon. Oh wait, no, the other one used Shove for the quick summon. Wait, which one was I looking at that was using Baja for the quick? Yeah, this isn't good though. I wasn't paying attention because I was looking at the videos. I didn't see Cosmos was almost dead. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna like clear it and then just go back to 150. Because I think it'll take way too much like fiddling with my team and grids to get it. Nice. Mm-hmm. If the loop gets broken, so it might be the charge bar key that they have on theirs. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Because like I don't really, especially in a Magna grid, I don't see the benefit of just putting it in with a Seraphic Key Ultima weapon. Because it has a lower Seraphic bonus. And you're not boosting the HP or the attack on a harp at all. So I'm imagining that it's probably just that it's the boost to charge bar gain. Well, it's either that or the healing one, I feel. It's like one of the two. Or maybe even the damage cap. I'm pretty sure it's just not the amplified damage one. Just doesn't make sense to me. There's the charm. Yeah, because it's like kind of hard to fully copy. Like I'd probably fiddle with the grids in a way that I probably could clear it. Um, but like honestly, I'm too lazy. I'd rather just get the crystals for clearing it and then just go back to 150 and be lazy. What's up, Jacob? How goes your Guild Wars? You have a setup for 200? Trying to clear it for the crystals. Trying to run 250 currently. Sheesh. Is it pretty rough? You're kidding me. Charm affects the. Oh, okay. I didn't know that could do that. I didn't know Charm could affect the skills that make you attack without taking up a turn. That's insane. I mean, I guess like in hindsight, it makes sense, but at the same time, I'm like, I just never would have assumed. Plus, it's like a trap with his assassin buff. Ugh. Guess I'm not gonna do the 250. Attempt. I feel like the only way I could do 250 is if I did like the paladin setup, but I don't have the sword. I think she's about to kill. Okay, she didn't kill him. Oh crap! I didn't notice that he had that. That should be fine because he attacks. Right, we got our crystals. Now we're out of here. Yeah, the assassin in 250 is that's a bit much. That's a bit much for me. That's gonna have to be a no from me, dog. All right. Which means I need to put this back to play with. Wait, how much damage did Naha? Yeah, obviously not. I'm kind of curious if this team could clear it in 6 turns, but I know the other team can do it in like 6 to 7 turns. Do that. Right, the main goal is to hit the whatchamacallit. Hit 500 mil. I did a little bit more grinding yesterday off like after stream just to bump the numbers a little bit more to make it a little bit easier on me to hit today. So we're not. I think it would have been like another 150 mil if I didn't bump it up some. My copium drops in. Or my copium stuffing. What are we at? Yeah, we're at 400. We should be able to net like another 100 mil in like 2 hours. Yeah, this should be fine. I'm curious. Like, I doubt it will. I am slightly curious to see if not giving him the ultimate mastery skill I was letting him use would change anything. Because I think most of the time he didn't really get to use it. Oh crap! I forgot to change the grid back. I guess we'll see like how much of a difference leaving the katana and the spear will do. Like I don't know if it's enough to matter for 150. I feel like I should put Cosmos in the second slot. Yeah, because we would have gotten a full Ogi loop again. Yeah, I probably should put Cosmos in the second slot. I don't know why I have it in the third slot. Works best up in fourth as well. It's 10%. Oh, I mean, the reason I had him in one because I forgot what loop I used them in. There was a loop I used them in that 10% kept the loop going. So it would cover for it, but I don't remember what that setup was now. Yeah, let's swap it. I'll put him in like fourth, and I'll put Cosmos in second. See if that smooths it out a little bit. Honestly, though, that third gun seems like a pretty decent damage upgrade, though. It's just the problem is it's gonna get out of whack with strike time. It's probably one of the reasons I don't like running Ogi teams all that much in Guild Wars is because strike time usually derails them a bit for me, in my experience. Well, to be honest, strike time in Guild Wars just annoys me. It always like derails shit because it caused the issues last time too. I was doing an auto attack setup and it was kind of throwing shit out of whack for a mana diver. I still, I mean, I still can't believe it took me this long to realize. Well, I guess it's because I don't really use a lot of like characters that have the you know, attack without taking a turn. But I'd never crossed my mind that Charm would fuck with that. It seems like there's no real need to swap the grid though. I might just put the pillar on just to make it a little stronger. But this has like nothing offensively speaking. And I mean the garrison isn't like terrible because Cosmos is trying to stay around 50, but I don't think it's that big of a deal for I need to go through it. I don't think it's that big of a deal for this. Oh. I think the closest attention really seemed like Charm got one attack out of the 3 of the triple strike turn from Kengo. Probably. I wasn't super paying attention either, but I do know that there was at one point where he like attacked and then didn't attack. I wouldn't say yeah, sounds about right. Nikki, thank you for the lurk. Hope your week's going well. I wonder if I should just use Nehan instead of Serial though. Too lazy to like test that out too much. Honestly, like it's just I just don't know Serial what you call it? Not Serial, Nehan. I've just like underestimated how useful he is. I always thought he was just for like guerrilla burst setups, and then lo and behold, he's good for a whole lot of things. Well, I mean, like with the triple strike or like double strike, I'm assuming it just rolls the dice every turn. It's just for whatever reason, I felt that my brain thought that if it was a skill, right, and you could click the skill and the skill caused the character to attack without taking up a turn, that it would like somehow bypass it, and I guess not. Learn something new every day. Hmm. The third gun was definitely a good idea. Well, the third gun, I think Rage 3 might be actually helping. Hmm. At least this run isn't gonna let it be 6 turns. But I feel like a 1 turn variance isn't that big of a deal. It probably just means I got unlucky with the defense rolls. I should have done a boogeyman setup to give it a try, honestly. I finally got to finish fully awakening the bow, the Horus bow. But I don't really have like any of the grids that I've seen that I could match. Mm. And then there was some of the Cryosaurs. Like there was a Cryosaur setup I wanted to try for Chev because I have just about everything for it, but I don't have the Uni Harp, and I don't think there's a replacement for the Uni Harp. I also don't know how much it would matter. I mean, it'd probably matter a decent amount. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I guess this is what it feels like when like Fire Guild Wars rolls around and everybody else is like, I don't have a Crimson Skill, I don't have a Lord of Flame, and I'm just over here sitting just like, oh, skill issue. No Crimson Skill, imagine not having 2 of those. Couldn't be me. Now I'm just sitting here like, I don't have a Uni Heart. And now it's the Light Lord's turns to be like, oh no, imagine not having a Uni Heart. Teehee. I wonder how Mariachi's gonna play. It's still, I don't know. It's when I found out that was the next class, I put a smile on my face. I was like, that's so good. I was curious what they were gonna do, right? Because like with Rising Force taking the Rockstar thing, I was just like, man, how are they gonna do a harp link? And they were just like Mariachi. I was like, oh shit, fair enough. Honestly, I was kind of expecting a Neo esque like instrument instead. I forget what it's called, but you know the one that they put down, they put usually on a table or something, and they play it horizontally. Like I thought that maybe we'd get one of those. Imagine my surprise that it was mariachi. I think it's pretty cool though. Interesting. Putting cereal last, making it 7 turns instead of 6. I'm gonna put him in the third slot. Actually, I should probably just actually pay attention to what's happening. I feel like it's break. Oh, isn't it? I was looking at other grids. Let me actually see what's happening. Why it's being a little iffy. Alright, so you immediately get like a on the neck. Oh. Hmm. I wonder if I should drop the sword for the second katana, but I feel like they put my HP too low. And sometimes this boss has hands. So we have the one turn downtime, which we had before. Just we had a little earlier before. Now we're back into full Ogi. Watch it now that I pay attention to it, it'll be 6 turns. I mean, not jinx it though. I think part of it is just losing the second katana or something. I swear that Cosmos was hitting for 6 mil yesterday. Oh wait, no, was she? No, I think she was 5.4 actually. No, I don't think she was hitting 6. At least not consistently. But maybe I should drop the sword. I'd like see what it feels like with this without the sword and the second Horus katana. Yeah, no. I think we get one turn. Like for some reason it's dealing less damage. I think it's because of the second katana. Why did it 6 turn before then? I'm confused. Because all we did was change the order. No, we changed the order and we replaced the pillar. But the pillar should technically be more damage, no? Because there's no offensive stats on the spear. And I doubt the raw stats are that different because they're both spears. Part of it could also just be that finishing returns because my ultimate key is stamina. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, you get more attack too. Well, that's also just plus 99. Mm-hmm. 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 No, that does even less damage. That's like Damage with that swap. Hmm. Then I guess maybe the it's probably the case of running the double, like running two guns. Like if you're running two katanas, there's no point in running more than two guns potentially. Oh, you know, Horse is definitely dealing more damage. I was looking at grids again. You Friday, I'm on Monday with a reservation. Okay, no. They just didn't have the buffs stacked up. I know. No, it's still slightly too low, the damage. It's definitely closer. I guess I'll use the same exact grid I used yesterday then. Because having the sword, at least definitely had a more consistent rate of doing it 6 turns. Though I said this, but then we went to strike times, it was like 7 turns anyway. But that would mean that if for whatever reason strike time does happen to delay it, hmm, I don't know. No big Mm. 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 It feels kind of weird looking at my like playing light and not having like a metric shit ton of HP because I'm so used to running like 4 swords. And now I run like 2, or like not even 2, like 1 or 0, like Chev swords. Another thing about it, maybe it was a case of the attack buff, the attack order buff. Maybe that's what shaved off a turn. That only lasts for like an hour, right? I guess we'll see. We'll see if this goes back to my 6 turning it or not. Yeah, no. It brings it pretty close, but I'm just gonna assume that maybe it was like the attack order buff was shaving a turn off. I mean, I guess I could try putting it back to the original thing. Like order is just, I don't know, it just feels weird that him not being in the second slot would cause that little bit of a disparity, considering that he's supposed to be like an Ogi battery. And from what I can tell, at least the same amount of turns downtime is being had, like regardless of which order I use. And see, if this doesn't do it, then I'll just put it back to the other one. The other one seems more efficient. Because arguably, I don't think there's. I think skill one is healing and Ogi generation, isn't it? Yeah. It's healing stack up and Ogi bar. It doesn't give an attack thing. I don't see why that would be an issue. Yeah, because like it feels. Yeah, because this happens. I wonder if maybe that's the thing. Is that instead of having a full turn where people aren't oging, it turns into like half ogi, half doesn't. Oh, that might be the case, actually, of why it's like doing it. I don't know, we'll see. That's the theory. Maybe it's a case of where having the full ogi loops like break less is what's causing the difference. Because with the other positioning, we had two turns where uh Serial, Cosmos, and Horus were auto attacking instead of oging. But in this one, we have a setup where they mismatch ogis for a turn, but people are still oging, so it's like slightly more damage. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Honor wise, it's still kind of matching up at turn 5. I was almost fucking dead. Mm-hmm. Those dolphins hit hard. I would not want to get hit by those dolphins with a. No, actually, this one's even. This one's even worse. Because the other one we were at least hitting 4 mil. I don't know them. I don't know why it just why I was doing 6 turns for a little bit. Huh. Mm. And this one was by far the worst because it pushed it out to 8 turns. Hmm. Interesting. I don't know how the hell I pulled it off to like 6 turns yesterday. Like it wasn't like guaranteed. There was a couple times where it was like 7 turns, but I feel like it was like flip flopping back and forth between like 6 and 7 turns relatively often. Oh, that's the other change I made where I was using Shove instead of Metatron for the attack. Mm. But I feel like technically, wait, is it because of how many turns? I love how you can Google search for Chev and both Chev as like a summon and Shavira are options to reroute you. WWiki, WWiki. No, it's 3 turns, but it's 3 turns of light attack up, 30% light attack up versus 3 turns of 50% like just attack up, but it's a unique multiplier. So I wonder if that just has like a higher like multiple like works better in the algorithm, in the calculations for damage. Being the unique attack modifier over just light. 'Cause I don't think anything. I don't think anybody on the team gives light attack up doesn't do that. Like I don't think they do because it just fell off right now. So I'm assuming it's just the Chev summon. Whatever. As long as it stays at like 7 turns and doesn't go to 8 turns, we'll just leave it as is. I'll stop messing with it. Had time. Go in 3 minutes. I'll still be here getting beat up by dolphins. better than 60. I guess maybe I was just getting unlucky with the defense things. Or maybe it's the crit. I don't fucking know. Whatever. It's 6 to 7 turns. It's good enough. It's good enough. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of, I was going through some of the game trailers that were popping up on my YouTube. There's a, and it reminded me that Last Epoch finally is doing their next major update next week. I don't know about streaming, especially because I already plan on, because well, I mean, it comes out on the 17th, so it's like Thursday. And I already plan on playing like TFT and Weathering next week, so don't really. No, not to mention, well, I have to see because they apparently did a bunch of different rebalancing and stuff like that, and changing stuff. A lot of the like builds that I enjoyed playing either required a specific like very specific legendaries to make work, or just weren't very good just because of tuning. So I'm hoping that like some they did a lot of showing off of like melee ones, the Primalist and Sentinel. So I'm kind of hoping that some of those are a little better. I want to do another Forge Master attempt, especially because apparently they gave it a passive where you can one hand a two-handed weapon and a shield. Interesting though. Apparently, Deep Rock is doing another game. It seems they're doing like a more offensive co-op version of like Deep Rock Galactic because they did the Survivor style game with Deep Rock Survivors, and I honestly wasn't too keen on it. I watched Rock play it a couple of times. Like it doesn't look bad, but I'm just like I'm gonna play the Survivors game. I'm just gonna play either the ones I got for free from Epic or Soulstone Survivors. But that one actually caught my attention a bit. But those kinds of games are usually kind of rough because they're generally like geared more towards multiplayer. Like it's one of the reasons I didn't get Dark Tide even though it was on sale for a really good price recently. It's specifically because of it's like designed with like a more multiplayer thing, and I think there's like bugging, like matchmaking, like you know you can just queue up and it'll put you with other people, but I don't know. Rather just get and like actually play the games that are already on. I guess I should check how we're looking for honors. It should be fine. I mean, we might have to go a little bit past the 2 hours for the 100. But well, I say this, but I think we got like over 100 mil in the 2 hours yesterday. Or was it? Oh, was I over 100 mil at the 2 hours? I don't remember.
Hippity hoppity, your Yubi is my property.
No, denied. Uno reversed. Activated my trap card. Your Ubis have now been stolen, so now you can't Guild Wars Garrett. Uno reverse when you reverse. Activate trap. No! We're playing by like old school rude rules. You take your fucking 3 swords of binding and you like it. All this newfangled mumbo jumbo fucking. I played Trap Gem or something, Voltron and the Power Rangers Zoid. Combine them together to make Unicron nonsense. Get out of here. Playing by Buster Blader rules. Oh, what is he looking at? There's a thing I wanted to try. I'll be looking for honors. We'll probably have to go over the 2 hours a little bit. One of those oldest cards? Bro, we never used that. Hold up. Hold up. Alright. Oh, that piece of shit card. I didn't recognize the name, but as soon as I saw the picture. Oh, you know it's bad. You know, you gotta see the picture to recognize it. As soon as I hit the search and I saw the fucking like lightning effects, I was like, oh, that card. I don't know. Other people I ever played with, we weren't like super serious with Yu-Gi-Oh, so we just always jam packed our decks full of just fucking monsters, and then just like the odd fucking trap card here and there. Just like, yeah, it'll be fine. So my blue eyes white dragon, get wrecked. Mm-hmm. What's my honors looking like? We're at 440. Back to the party. Yeah, I think it was like 4-4 something. Mil. So we need another like 60 mil. So it'll probably be like another. We'll probably end at like 11:30 my time. Something past 800 mils, you got the sand. Dedication. I don't know. I won't say like never, but I doubt there'll be a guild wars where I can do that. I can't see myself sitting here long enough for that. I mean, it's kind of funny because I say that I don't see myself ever doing like 800 mil, but at the same point, like I never would have seen myself doing 500 mil, like even just a while ago, like even like 2 years ago. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll join that 1 billion club one day. Doubtful. That doubtful. I don't know what my dog. Instead of like chilling on his bed, he's like sitting next to me. If he wants some, not whining or anything. It's not particularly a rare thing, but not particularly common either. Recently, he's been having a grand old time just passing out in his bed by this time of night already. Old dog. Hmm. Doesn't seem so daunting of a task. So you can set up something for 200, considering and giving over 13 mil per fight. Taking less than 100 fights to get. Going off of just that. Yeah, but it's less of like how much and like the time commitment, right? Because time wise, you're still spending a decent amount of time in there. And like say let's say like I could do like the 9 minute setup, right? It means that if I'm gonna do it every 9 minutes I need to be at my computer to restart it and go again. But like I could probably do it on like a Fire Guild Wars if I felt like it. But it's kind of just a case of I don't know. I don't particularly care enough for it. Like the sands would be great for the 800, but like I'm also not burning through them fast enough for it. Like I need what I think it's like what 3 for Frau, and I have 7 again already because I just don't burn through content that fast. That requires them. I think it's definitely feasible. I definitely could do it, especially if you could do a setup like you're saying for 200. But it's just like sanity wise, would I want to? No, not even close. To be fair, I also like I didn't expect the maybe I should have gone with double swords. It's just I don't think because it took like what 15 turns. Like it took a decent amount of time to. Oh, attack katana. And I had to babysit it a little bit. I don't know if swapping out that like katana to fully match. Well, because like part of the thing, right, is that one of the grids for Kengo had a fully like transcended Opus weapon, and then the other one had a partially transcended one. So there's a bit of a power scaling that I don't have, and then like the keys we were talking about, I think were caused a bit of an issue. 259. The other, like I said, 3 times the armor, 200. I'm like 90% sure I can't kill 250. I mean, well, I probably could, but I think I'd have to like actually do my drawbox pulls first to get all the like the bonus resources, and then like hard babysit that fight. I don't think I clicked it on time. I didn't. Rip. Hmm. Ooh. Yeah, we'll hit 500, which will probably take maybe another hour, maybe a little less than that. Basically, if we hit 2 hours or 500, whichever one takes longer. That's what we'll head straight. I doubt it'll take us more than like 20, 30 minutes past the second hour. And then I'll basically be done with Guild. Not too bad considering I have enough of a diversity to full out because I think even if I didn't have well, I have Nahan, so I probably could still do some lineups. I'm curious how they're gonna handle, or if they can handle the Mugen Florence for next time it rolls around. Because I think I saw a video of I think Win put out a video using that. I think he just I know the thumbnail had Mugen on it. I don't know if it was both Mugen Florence. I think it was like 3 turns for 200. Yeah, 3 turn kill for Nightmare 200. Oh, that's right. So he used Relic Buster with Nehan, Mugen, and then he had the maids in the front line. Which I'm assuming their main job is to die and bring in Florence. Oh wait, Mugen dies to bring in Florence. Interesting. Huh. Honestly, didn't think that the maids would be the ones to stick around. Oh, yeah, I see that now. That's not a guarantee of who dies, but reacting to it. This is another video up for full auto using Luna and Song. Oh, and Boogeyman. You know, I wouldn't have. I had thought about the Korowa gun for Boogeyman, but then I remembered. I was just like, oh, well, Chev has a gun that we use, but it seems like at least for this, having like the Korowa gun was really good for Boogeyman. The 3 setups I've seen have all main-handed it. Like the one you showed, the this one I watched from Win, and then I watched another like JP one for Boogeyman. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I wonder how many turns it takes. It takes 7 minutes to kill. I don't know. I will say it does kind of suck that like the celestial weapons take golden fragments because I really want to like start full limit breaking more of the Eternals, but I don't really see a point in doing that until I get all the celestial weapons. Just because they're more versatile. And I feel like for the most part, I think like the only one worth full limit breaking really would be Siete. Which who was originally who I was working towards for wind setups. But yeah, I don't know. I still have the opinion that they should have done something about streamlining that process personally. Like the fact that we can't even like the fact that you can't get fragments from the Eternal event, considering that it's there for, a lot of it's like boosting the transcended stuff. It's like I don't, it just boggles my mind. Like it doesn't even have to be like the 50, right? But just being able to buy like 20 of each or something every time those comes around like would be so helpful. Because like people have asked about because like for instance the class champion weapon, right? Like people had asked on one of the Q&As about changing the old class champion weapons to be the same. way where you didn't have to make multiple of them. You could just have the one and just change it. And they had said that due to like system limitations, that's probably not like something they could do, which is why they looked into providing extra ways to get the materials. But like, and I feel like that's part of the reason why they can't really do anything to the eternal weapon things. Like it might just be like a system problem where if they fuck with it, it might break too much stuff. But it's just like, as a byproduct, they haven't really done what they did for that, which is, you know, giving like honestly, like it's just, in my opinion, it's just such an easy remedy of like just allowing people to get other ways to get fragments aside from element change of this weapon and spend like 100 crystals every time you do it, and having to do that like 20 times and use like what 2/3 of a 10 pull for it. It's just like, but then also needing the same fragments to uncap the celestial weapons, which is not as much, thankfully, but it's still like, you know, that's 20 fragments that I, instead of putting towards full limit breaking, I need to put towards the celestial weapons. Like, it seems a bit ridiculous, especially because like I feel like Dread Barrage also just like Dread Barrage could probably be where they do it. Give that have a reward. At least like I guess you could choose or something, like not just be for all of them, but I don't know. Like I'm kind of hoping they do something. Fragments in the pendant or FP shop. Honestly, like you could probably do it. Like put like 5 a month or something. Or like have a pack, right, that you can buy that lets you choose one of them that like, just gives you 5 fragments for that. You can just slowly accrue them over time. Like there's definitely options they could do without completely invalidating, but like full limit breaks are so like they're so outdated. But they're a necessary step if you want to do the transcendence, which that in and of itself is an enormous grind. Like I feel like it's one of the big steps that they should do for newer players, especially now that they have the Knickknack Academy step about it. Like all you're gonna do is cause people to be frustrated for newer players because they're just gonna look at that and be like, "What the fuck?" You love me, man. Borgor, guys, and Borgor. I mean, realistically, you could even do a Valor badge thing. I personally would prefer them not to do a Valor badge thing for that, but you know, I'd rather use Valor badges for other stuff. But it's just like I don't know. Like it feels like they have so many easy ways around it to get people to the transcendent grind for it, and they just don't. Because, like for example, right? It's like evokers. Full limit breaking evokers is huge. Like it's a huge power spike. They're all really strong in their own right. Except I think maybe Justice is kind of sus. But even then, I've seen lineups use her with full limit break. And while you don't get a crap ton of resources from the Tales of Evokers, you still get a boost from it while also farming like in the zones that you need to be farming for it. Like it's a very smart system for trying to like streamline that a little bit more. And it just boggles my mind why for whatever reason Eternals they just refuse to do anything for it. Realistically, if they gave me a thing for the Folia pages to just buy like 50 fragments of my choice like once a month or something, I'd be burning those on that. Even though it'd be probably a bad investment, I'd at least do it for like Sarasa and Siete. Maybe Esser too. But I'm just saying, like they have ways to do it. Like I guess that's probably one of the main reasons for my disappointment. Is because I could understand if they didn't really have system in place that were like easy, but they do. They do. Oh, I forgot to wait for the attack. Like they currently have 2 events they could attach it to. They have like half a dozen different currency systems they could attach it to. It's not like the code for having a pack that lets you select something that gives you materials is uncommon. Like it's just for whatever reason they don't use it. This is weird. And I'm not gonna pretend like it's not like, you know, there's not logistics involved, right? Like it's a lot of, it's definitely man hours and resources, but I don't know, I feel like it's worth investing like time into that. All the hours they spent making the collab gotcha characters for the banners, they could have spent doing that instead, and people would have been lauding them praises. They would have been calling them geniuses. Well, at least like people at like my part would have been like, they care about us. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice to see something about that. I had really high hopes for that, for the Tales of Eternal stuff. Well, I was really hoping it would do something to streamline that process, and I mean, it kind of does because you can kind of get mats for it and stuff, but I don't feel like it does enough. Personally, I really don't. In my opinion, it's like a worse version of the Tales of Arcarum, Tales of Evoker, because like the Tales of Evoker is a really smart system, right? Like you're using Sandbox, which is already a mode in the game, and you want like players to go in there because they have to get the evokers because evokers are really strong. But you have to, you know, it's when you're like a new player, especially, you're like trying to figure out like how to balance time of like I got to do all the events, then I got to do the daily farms, and I got to farm like Sandbox because people keep telling me I need these summons and I need, you know, these characters and stuff like that. So they go, you know what we'll do? We'll just make an event that has them go into the Sandbox, right, and give them goals to work towards, and it's a really smart system. On the other hand, I'd argue the Tales of Eternal version of it is kind of lackluster in comparison because it's kind of the same as everything else, right? It's an extra event that you need to go grind, and you need to grind it a decent amount for the whole run through. Which, don't get me wrong, the actual format's like great. I think it's actually a really good format. I'm just saying that in terms of like the equivalency of it, which is obviously I'm going to compare it to the Evoker stuff. It's like, you know, you're not reusing a mode in the game that's already available that you want people to grind anyway, which I mean you really can't. But you're also not really offering as much because of how far how much farther behind people are for that. Because like as a comparison, like for the evokers, you have the summons, which, you know, half of them are really good to use just as summons properly, and then all in all of them have sub auras, which are also really good. Like even if the character themselves are subpar, like you're still walking out with something beneficial that pretty much everybody puts in at least one of in their grid. For the Eternals, you're basically spending a bunch of resources into weapons you're never going to use, into a character that's not really that good until you get them to like at least like first level Transcendent in most cases, if not further. I don't know. Last time I looked at Sarasa, she needed to be like stage 2 or stage 3 before she was better than the gacha characters. And in a game that gives out so many crystals, like from events where you can spark, like, I think someone crunched the numbers, and if you do every single event and get all the crystals available, like not including Guild Wars, you could spark like four plus times a year, and like including with whatever freebies from roulettes and stuff like that. Like if you're a new player and you're sparking like let's say like four times in a year and you're always doing it on a flash or ledgefest banner, like you're going to get characters that are stronger than full limit break eternals. Like it's going to happen. So it makes no sense for that to still be as grindy as it's always been. Been forcing sandbox for those week. I mean, to be fair, if you want to do the bare minimum, sandbox is pretty quick. Cause like what I do is I usually like, you know, I try to do everything that gives you the Astras, the IDs, and all that kind of stuff. And I usually skip like most of the. I think like the two S rank stuffs. I usually skip them mostly because I think those give lusters, which you still need a good number of them, but not that much. I feel like those are pretty easy to get your hands on if you really need them. Uh, but like you can just do it for an hour a day throughout the event. Like you do the two fives, and then you just hit up the, you do the fifth. You start knocking out the 15s that give you like a bunch of different materials, and you're just chilling. Like you're it's pretty low investment. Meanwhile, the Tales of Eternals one, you have to grind your ass off. Like it's so grindy in comparison. I don't know. In all honesty, like whatever team or whoever, like kind of like the people that came up with the Tales of Evokers like format with the quests and stuff like that. Because like you do the quest right the five times, and then it gives you the materials for summoning the boss that you can just use whenever you want. Like they don't go away. Like it's such a good system. It's like whoever came up with that is really good. You go in, you get your bonuses, and you just hop out. Like that's like honestly, I applaud it. I applaud it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess to be fair, I feel like that's just a historic thing for side games, though. They'll do something that you look at it and you're like, oh my god, this is like genius, and then you expect them to reuse it again and other things that would fit, and they're just like, no, no. You're just like, what the? I still remember with like the full limit breaks when we were all like, you have to do what to the weapons? We found out you had to dismantle the weapons. People lost their minds. They're thinking we had to use a gold brick on this fucking weapon. And now we have to dismantle the weapon? What? That shit was so good. Mhm. Mhm. they react to noticing the gold brick in the crafting recipe on top of the dismantling the weapon they'd already used the brick on. It was not pretty. Bro, I still remember because it's like, what is it? Oh my God. Anytime, because like it was such a weird design choice on. I feel like, well, I feel at the time it kind of made sense, like why they thought that direction instead of just making the weapons like stronger. But it's just like, it's just, oh, it's so weird. It's not like, I feel like it's not like super big deal now, even though they've still been pretty frugal with adding gold bricks, but there's no way they didn't know that was going to be kind of a point of contention, especially because of how, especially because back then, right? Because that's pretty early on. Gold bricks and Damascus bars were still incredibly rare. They weren't really handed out all that often. And there was always limited quantities in the stores and stuff. At the time, the only like the most reliable way to get a brick if you weren't brick racing was Rise of the Beast, because back then Rise of the Beast had the nuggets that you could get. Like the daily quests used to be the ones that gave you the gold nuggets that you would farm, that they then changed to crystals. Bit of a wild west down there. We'll see where we're sitting at for honors after this run. Ads will probably run when I'm checking it, but if they do run, we'll go for like another like 10-20 minutes before ending. But it was just like, yeah, because I remember it was like we were like, hold up, because it was like a double fold reaction, right? It was like not only do we have to dismantle it, we were just like, you don't even get enough fragments to like full limit break with just one weapon, right? That we just burned a gold brick on, and then it was just like his initial thought was like, wait, do we really need to spend 2 bricks on the full limit breaks? And then everybody did the math about that's with the whole 40 boxing and all that, and we were just like, oh wait, no, never. All we need to do. And for the most part, most of us ignored the crystal cost because full limit breaking Eternals was really worth back then. They were the peak. So. Oh, the betting cards? Oh, dog, that the betting card mafia? That shit was wild. People nowadays don't know. Them newbies don't know about them betting card mafias. That shit was funny. I made a little haul one time on accident because I just YOLO bet on the people. And I walked out with a little bit, and I was like, sheesh. And then I heard about like the like the fucking mafia for that of just like fixing bets and stuff so they could just make a shit ton of crystals. I was just like, ugh, filthy gotcha players. That's just so funny to me. Oh, that's so good. You telling me we can win gacha cartoons? Oh man, like I kind of understood the reasoning behind it. And to be honest, I still wish they had kind of kept it. Just make it give you like rupees or quartz or something. You know, something that like non gacha currency. The just kind of like a like an homage. Be like, well, it's useless now, but you can bet if you want. Just you get a handful of quartz and some like 200 rupees if you're right. But I was just like, I think that was a system made in like good faith. And then with, cause like to be honest, like that's probably a case of where something like stuff like Discord is probably what negatively affected it. Because it's always going to be a thing for rigging it, but I'm saying it got like extremely bad like the year that they ended up tossing the system out. And specifically because there was just in like a massive discords like for people who were just working on it to kind of like rig it, because it's a little harder when you don't have like that going on. Yeah, we'll still have to go for like a little bit more. Only another like 30 mil. Well, 20 mil, really. Anyway, ads are running. You guys in 3 minutes. But I could be caught. No, I could be. It was also, I remember it was also kind of funny because like it was a pretty decent discussion on the Reddit, and there's some people being like, "How could people do that?" And I'm sitting here like, "Dog, people were like doing like they do stuff like that for fucking uh like items on an auction house and an MMO, but it doesn't have like an inherent direct like monetary value because crystals do, right? Like it's 3,000's worth 10 like well 3,000's worth like $30, like 30 USD. At least last time I paid it, which was a while ago. I think it's like slightly more now. Maybe slightly less. I don't remember. But it's just like because I remember like WoW had a lot of those and across like different things. One that comes to mind was like the what is it, the Dread Swords, Dread Scale, Dread whatever, Dread something, Mafia. There's a mob that like they basically try to have like a chokehold on and just price fix things, and they just make a shit ton of gold because they're the ones predominantly in control of it. Granted, it only was super effective on like PvP zones, and that was back when like before they melded all the servers together and they got a little bit more difficult to kind of like have as much of a chokehold on it. Though to be fair, like price fixing is still a thing, and a lot of times it's mostly like a gold seller thing. But still, they had to like put arbitrary monetary value to an item before they could do that. But with the betting cards, you just straight up got crystals. Like, like when it was implemented, it's definitely a case of like it'd be really hard for people to kind of fix it in a way that they wouldn't be able to catch on to it, right? Because it's like you'd have to use like forums or like chat rooms and stuff like that. Chat rooms really weren't very effective for like that kind of large scale rigging, and forums, well, the evidence is there, plain sight. That's pretty hard. Like all it takes is like one person stumbling into it and they'll find it. But with like the Discord stuff, and like Skype and TeamSpeak and that kind of jazz. Less TeamSpeak, more like Skype and Discord, where you could text and call. Though I don't know if like in the East if they had like other services earlier than that. I don't know. I remember predominantly using TeamSpeak and then into like Skype for smaller scale stuff when I was doing like 5-man PvP stuff, and then was it Curse before they got bought out by Twitch? Had a was for like the bigger like raids. I was doing like 20 mans and stuff like that, which then eventually we just ended up using Discord and stuff like that. But it was really interesting. We have less. We got less than 100 mil on that. I think part of it was because I was messing around a bit. Because we were like 390 something, so then it was like almost 480 because it was like 479. So we got like 80 mil, give or take, a little bit. I'm like 90% sure I could probably put a setup together that does this like maybe in under 6 turns, but the issue is I'm too lazy to test it just because a lot of the grids for like in water there was like I don't feel like it was as big of a deal in water, and well part of it was just because I had most of the Diaspora katanas I needed, but it's just like I don't have most of the weapons I need for the grids people are doing for the fucking shenanigans for this one. 5 guns, 3 pillars, like Mark II's out the wazoo. Like dog. Who's after? I don't think. We got Boogeyman, then we got Mariachi. It's supposed to be after Mariachi. Is it Aspras? Yeah, Apsaras. I don't know why I keep wanting to flip the S and the P. I'm curious what theirs is gonna be. I'm hoping it looks cool. Whatever it is. And then after that, we enter the territories of the, you know, extra ones added down the line. Because then it'll be Cryosaur, Lumberjack. I'm curious what Lumberjacks is going to be too. Well, I'm curious what Lumberjacks will be and if they'll give something to like the rest of those. You ain't nothing but a liar. Oh, okay. Ah, yeah. Because like, well, what I say about that, I feel like what could would like an actual possible thing that could happen is they could do like the row fives, right? And they get to Apsaras and they finish with Apsaras. And then instead of immediately going into like Cryosaur and stuff, they could potentially just go into EX3 classes. And then after they finish those, they could go back, or even in between while releasing though, they could sprinkle in like Cryosaur, Lumberjack, Cavalier, Monk, stuff like that. I could see them going either way on that. The MC and the Yamcha pose on. Oh man. Dragoon #1 floor DPS baby. Money makes you happy. Bro, those that animation commitment was rough in 11. 14 too. It's slightly better now. I don't think it's as bad now as it used to be. But in 11, bruh, that was so bad. You're just committed to that spot you stood in while you're going through the jump animation. Mm, Oh, I don't know. It was always I don't know. It was really hard to ever use the After Effects like setups because I just look at it and I feel like, God, I hate the way the MC looks in that costume, and like some of the other ones just looked too derpy. So I'd just be like, does he use an axe? Yeah, all right. Viking lumberjack berserker it is. Like I just couldn't. It just looked too goofy in the setup. I think it'll barely survive. Yeah, it's just barely gonna survive. Yeah, because if it's not 4.1, not going to. It's definitely alive. I think it has to be like 4.105. Going to up quick sum this and see if that did anything. I forgot that I wanted to test that earlier. Oh wait, we're supposed to get the horse girl game, right? Is that out yet, or is that what's that supposed to come out? I forgot. I remember people mentioning that they had announced it. Kind of just left my brain. Mm. I still wish that they had kind of kept the class system in Relink, just so I could see what MC looked like in Berserker outfit. Would have been pretty cool. Every day I think about Relink. Every day I shed a tear. The thing you remember about Horse Girl game is all the fans that played the JP version telling people not to make lewd art of the girls because they're doing it, it causes them to end the same. Would that? I don't know if that would. I mean, I guess it would. Is Side Games like publishing that themselves, or are they doing that through somebody else? Like for global, do we know? Because I feel like if it's just through Side Games, I doubt they'll care. Alright, Metatron didn't really do it. That's so funny though. I mean, to be fair, yeah, you shouldn't leave them there. They're supposed to be what, high school or something? But I don't know if I don't think there's ever been a game that would stop because of that. I do remember there was a game back when Overwatch came out. I forget what the name of it was. It was actually kind of fun because I played it a bit. That the player count was so bad when it dropped, and that they couldn't really recover. That like I don't remember if it was like the director of the game or whatever was like basically in an interview was just like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of spicy stuff about our game online, you know, just saying that's how good it is. Wink, wink. I was just like, I don't know, you should using that to try to convince people. Wait, did it? Let's go. We're free. I don't know if you should be using that as a way to convince people to play your game, buddy. Oh, we bounced it back a little bit. No, we're probably not good. All right, go team. All right. Wait, wait, no. Wrong thing. Did I do more than 500 mil? I don't think I did that much more than 500 mil last time. But I got more tokens last time. But I definitely remember hitting the cap for being able to get the crystal stuff. I remember it forcing me to swap it. Interesting. Mm-hmm. We got 73, I think, of the celestial. I know I got a celestial bow because when I was looking at my light weapons, I saw that I had gotten one, and I got a spear. I want to reduce. I feel like the stones will do better than it. Being based on actual. Oh, that's actually kind of funny. Less fights to get the same honors from doing 150 instead. Oh, did I do 100s last time? Shit, I should have done that this time then. That was really after the tokens. Not that it really mattered. That's a fair point. Shit, I need to keep that in mind next time. Womp womp. Back in the mind, not even, bro. I'm just gonna take the freebie ones they hand out at the final rally and call it good. But I have to try to remember that next time to just do 150 and 200 for for the crystals, and then stick to 100s. No day for final rallies. Yeah, but I know I'm not gonna like do any tomorrow or much. I'll probably do like the bare minimum for the honors, and then call it good. Like I have a hard time sitting here for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, just grinding Guild Wars when I'm not doing it on stream. So that's why I know I'm not gonna. That's why I'm saying I'm just gonna take whatever freebies they give us for final rally, and plus whatever like I'll get from that. Let's see. What did we get? Yeah, see, there's the bow. All right, yeah. So we didn't look out on as many celestial weapons as we did last time. Last time we got it like I think like 3 of them. Yeah, I'll probably hold on to the bow. Figure out what to do for getting the thing. I have to see if I have enough Dread Barrage tickets for it. Alright, still streaming. We'll go say hi to Rick. Playing a little weird crab champ game. But yeah, so next week we'll be going on to the next gacha game, playing the Wuthering, and then we'll do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday Wuthering, and then we'll do like Tuesday, Thursday TFT. But yeah, thank everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. This is the end of my run for the Guild Wars this time around. We hit our 500 mil. I'm gonna be happy with it. But if it's a day for you, have a good day. If it's a day for you, hope you as well. Stay safe, stay hydrated. See you again in the next one. Bye bye.